Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the forexpeacearmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit forexpeacearmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Okay, here is the euro again. Well, in today weekly research, guys, I have written some notes on the default issue because many people think about the default as the edge and something that existing before the default and after default, but that's not absolutely true. The default is a bit different tool and different issue, and in fact this will not mean the total default. This will be some kind of the technical default, because under default will only some small part of the United States debt will fall under default that has the maturity payoff date in October and the beginning of November, but the rest of the bonds, the rest of the United States debt will remain intact. Well, I do not want to tell that there will be no consequences following by any default, but I just want to talk about the technical side of the default, and that it's not as scaring as it looks at the first time. And even the bonds that will fall under default, if United States government will come on agreement on the debt sale, probably will be pay off a bit later. That will be some delay in the payment, but I do not think that this will be a real default. So if you're interested with this topic, you could read just the intro in our weekly research. Also, as market has shown really shy action on the previous week, we do not add much to the high time frame analysis, to the monthly and weekly time frame, and in fact all that we could do in the current week is just to discuss the situation on the daily time frame, on the intraday charts. And here what we could see on the daily time frame. Well, guys, as you can see, that was our previous analysis on the previous week. So we have started with this engulfing pattern, and we said that target should be somewhere around this area. So this is confidence support. It's around 134.40, 134.50 area, previous swing high, and take a look, monthly pivot point. So we said that probably market should reach this area and touch this level. Currently we still treat this action as the retracement. We do not think that this is the drastic reversal to the downside, because on the higher time frames we have the bullish sentiment. On the monthly time frame, on the weekly time frame, trends are bullish. Market is forming the patterns that really could lead us to an area around 138. At least how it looks in current moment. I do not know what will happen after the Wednesday. So that's why currently we just think that this should be a retracement that has started by this engulfing pattern. What we see on the previous week, the price action was really shy. Market just has returned right back in this consolidation. On Friday there was the effort to return right back above this area, but market has failed. And that tells us that probably some market still has the power and ability to continue move lower. So in fact, on the daily time frame, I could say that probably we will extend the validity of our previous analysis to the next week, because nothing more. I don't see here nothing more. We have pattern. We have the price action that in general confirms this pattern, but in turn this action hasn't quite reached the target that we have specified. So we just continue to work with this pattern, continue to work with this motion to the downside. And let's see what will happen. Well, also I'm not sure that analysis will be very useful on the coming week. First of all, because this will be the short week. Now we have the extended holidays based on the Columbus Day, and I think that market till the October 17th we will not see any action, any solid action hardly will happen. Market will await the resolving of the problem with the debt sale, and will monitor any movements in bargain between the Republicans and the Democrats. Well, that will be the major focus of the markets till the October 17th. So I'm not sure that our analysis will be very useful. But anyway, the technical picture as we just have stated. So the bearish engulfing and market is on the way to its target, but price action is really very gradual, not very impressive, and really looks like the retracement down. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we see the pattern that we have discussed. So we said that as market has completed the ABCD pattern, it probably could stick with this target and can hold for some time here. But market, you can see, market has turned to real retracement to the upside. This is not even the flat action that we have suggested before, since market has formed here some sort of the wedge pattern. And we said, well, guys, maybe market is ready to break it to the downside, but not. Market really continue move to the total retracement that could be reached with the completion point of the ABCD pattern. But theory of completing of the ABCD pattern suggests that market could show any retracement as the respect of the completing ABCD pattern, including the 618 major 618 retracement. So in that, what has really happened? So initially we thought that market maybe will stick somewhere in this area where the confluence resistance stands, but that hasn't happened. Market even has proceeded a bit higher, right to the 618 resistance. But simultaneously, market should not take it out, should not break it through this area if the downward action is really still valid, and if market really has the intention to continue move lower, because the ultimate target of this ABCD pattern, as we have discussed previously, around 134.30, right around the confluence support on the daily time frame. And in general, if you remember, in the beginning of the previous week, we have said that in fact 134, 134.50 area consists of real big cluster of different targets and supports. So this fifth support, the target of this ABCD pattern, the ultimate target of the butterfly on the forward time frame that we have discussed previously, weekly pivot point, previous swing high, and so on. So that is really a big support cluster, and that situation market stands now makes a bit simpler our task, because the ultimate retracement has been hit already. So now we just our first task in the beginning of the week will be to monitor whether market will hold below it and will continue move down or not. If market will take out of this resistance, then it will mean that further downward action hardly will happen, and it will put under question the possibility of downward continuation. If market will remain below this level and will start to acceleration down, it means that probably it will proceed to this targets 134.30 area approximately. So market will continue move down with this ABCD pattern. That is what we could do on the euro currency by far. So actually I have taken a look at the hourly time frame, but there I didn't find any interesting or any valuable information that could add the picture on the 4-hour time frame. So that's in fact all that we could do currently on the euro currency. Well, guys, on other pairs, I see that on the Australian dollar, on the Great British Pound, and Japanese yen, there are some interesting setups now are forming on the higher time frames, on the weekly time frame in particular, but they haven't been formed yet. And if they will be formed, we will definitely pay attention to them. But I do not want to spend time on them, because currently it's not quite obvious that they will be formed. So if they will be formed, we will definitely dedicate some time to it. And actually, speaking about the New Zealand dollar, you have the setup, because we have made the long-term analysis a couple of weeks ago, and this analysis is still valid. So you could proceed with them by your own, because I just to date also have taken a look at the New Zealand dollar, and this analysis is still valid. Well, so you probably could continue to work with them by yourself. So that's all that I would like to say about your currency. We'll see what will happen on the X day on the next week. It will be probably a really tough week. We will see. Well, and I hope that we will end this week with the good results. I hope that we will not be shaken by the events that will come on the could come on the market on the next week.